you ever realize, right, you're thinking about something, you're like, they're not even in my position, they don't know, none of that, right? And then you truly listen to that person. Like, if you're actually going to listen to that person, and they're saying stuff, and it's like, maybe they are truly in your position. You know? So, it's just a means of me thinking, like, we feel like we got everything figured out for everybody else. Like, it looks like this for them, it looks like that for them. But we truly don't know. We truly, truly, truly do not know. Because if we didn't know, that wouldn't be so quick. Right? And I understand venting and letting loose and letting out and letting go. All of those things. That's why I had the kitty over here. I rearranged my living quarters. Some things got misplaced. Okay, so how are you? No, like truly, how are you? Not like the mundane, how are you? How are you? Like, how are you taking on situations that come in your life? How are you resting? Are you resting? How are you truly feeling about your life, yourself? How is your work going? How is your money going? How is your relationships going? How are you? You know, some people take sometimes, since it's such a question that's asked so often, like how are you, they immediately react to just the shortest answer instead of really inspecting, how am I? This is how I am. This is how I am. This is what's going on. So if we're gonna feel like everything has a deeper meaning, which it does, and they also have a simple meaning, which it does, it's a means of, am I going to answer this question just to simply get the answer out? Or am I going to answer this question and dive a little deeper? So I can also have a deeper connection. You know? I'm not saying you gotta tell everybody the deep reason, but getting it out there. Speaking up. Letting it be known. Right? Yeah. You never know. So many things I feel like those are just, we hear those all the time. You never know what somebody's going through, right? But you never really know what somebody's going through, You never really know. And then you have to take a look. If I truly don't know, then let me get to know. Right? So with that being said, I'm going to do past, present, and possible future reading. Right? As always, we're going to hop into the proverb. Today, you ever feeling something? And perception is only up to their exception of their reality. Okay? Perception is only up to their exception of their reality. Well, they are willing to accept the reality, right, of what it is, what's going on, what they want to happen. It's all based on their perception of how they see things, how they view things, their morals, their experiences. It's just like, I don't get it. I don't understand it. We got a lot of threes going on. We have 31, 37, and then 3. So we're going to go ahead and put these in numerical order. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and put these in numerical order. Oh my God, I'm not drinking that. I'm thirsty, and the only thing to drink, like, in my vicinity right now is alcohol. I'm not drinking that. That's funny as fuck, yo. So again, we're going to do past, present, and future. We have 3, 31, and 37. Difficulty at the beginning. Ooh. So, above water, below thunder. Thunderclouds release rain that eases tension caused by chaos or confusion. As a new undertaking begins, it sometimes takes a release of pent-up stress to push on to the next step. Thunder can't hold water above it. The rain must fall. In the storm's aftermath, new clarity will emerge. So we're thinking this is in the past position, right? And the understanding of new difficulty at the beginning, it is letting us know that we have already started something. We have already started a new course. We've already started a new direction. So you've been feeling like, damn, I'm in the same spot. I haven't actually evolved. Again, how are you? Right? Take a deeper understanding in of how far have I come. Am I truly in where I was, or have I actually started a new thought, a new concept, a new idea, a new routine, a new schedule, whatever it is, a new pattern. I've gotten new friends. I've cut out old ones. I'm understanding I'm taking new days for myself. How am I? Because if there was difficulty at the beginning in the past, that means we have now moved on to a point where we are currently in a new direction, a new pathway, a new, what do they say? A new reality, a time shift, a time jump, right? So it's a matter of realizing if there was difficulty at the beginning, right? And I'm past that now. I've gotten past the difficult part. I've gotten past the part where it was hard, where I feel like everything was happening back to back to back, over and over and over again, all at once. Are you really kidding me right now? And it's in this matter of thinking, of understanding that since it was that, and now I've actually had a true release, a true breakage, right? A true outpour in my life, but it only came from myself. A true outpour of like, okay, I can go through this. I know exactly what's on the end of it. I'm not even quite there yet, but I'm here, right? That was a new start. That was also the new beginning. That was the transformation. That was the death rebirth. That was the spiritual. That was the cycle. That was your rhythm code, changing up and shifting to a new direction, to something that is better suited for you in the long run. So take pride in that. Take joy in that. Congratulate yourself on that. Celebrating that. Just admiring the fact that I did that shit. I'm still here. I'm not. Yeah. That was the beginning, and I got through that. And I survived. And I pulled through. Okay. I can get through the middle part, which is the present, where I currently am, enjoying where I currently am because of where I came through. Being grateful for that, recognizing that, and realizing that. Okay? Which leads us to 31. I might have to be extra ghetto. Not ghetto, I think I am just going to have to pause. But I don't know how to pause. I don't think it's pause, but no. I don't think it paused it. We ride, baby. We ride. Stay hydrated, folks. Okay. 31 is influence. Above lake, below mountain. The mountain is strong and stable, but can be hard or harsh. The lake is a softer force than the mountain, but gains strength from it. Stillness and gentle movement attract and complement each other. Their influence and balancing in the best of both ways. This is the best path of wooing to improve each other through mutual attraction, right? Like becomes like, right? It's this matter, but it's also a matter of opposites attract. And probably like it's that balance. It's I feel like sometimes the most confusing things is like if that's confusing to me, maybe I don't have balance in the area that I'm having confusion in, right? Because if like attracts like, right, which is positive mindset, being grateful, just living your life for you and your purpose with compassion and grace and accountability and mindfulness of self and allowing that for others and that grace, right? It is also having that out of balance of realizing I can't control shit no matter how positive I think, no matter what I do and or don't do or say or don't say. But it's just a matter of realizing that there's always a lesson, there's strength, there is growth, there's knowledge, there's abundance in what I cannot control and what I cannot change in those aspects of being, right? So the way that opposites attract, you're like, how the fuck did this shit happen? What the fuck? That is the same way that this shit happens. Like, damn, that was some of the best shit I've ever tasted, experienced, went through. Like, yeah, I gotta do that again. Can we do this again? I wish this would last a whole lot longer. So there's in this means of not saying you deserve every bad thing, but there is an understanding into why you feel like this is a bad thing. Right, and I categorize that myself: bad thing, lesson, difficulty, obstacle, redirection, new pathway, whatever you want to call it. It's an understanding of this is still going to be for our benefit because fuck you talking about, fuck you mean, you know? And that comes with also, as you are going along your way, having a true support system in not only the outside world and people and careers and activities, but also within self and your ancestors, your angels, the universe, and being rooted in that, right? Balance of both. Like attracts like, and so do opposites attract. We are quite opposite from some of our friends, even if we have quite similarities. Opposites attract, but we are connected in the union of wanting to get to continuously enjoy each other, know each other, and experience each other, right? But our connection with our ancestors is DNA driven, right? It's that understanding we are connected in a way that's deeper than that 610. You get it, you got it, it's good, okay? So, in the present just means still in those moments. Be grateful for those. Scared the fucking shit out of me. Oh, like at this movie scared the shit out of me. Okay. So with this understanding, just enjoy those connections, thrive in those connections, in a lot more ways than one, right? And allow yourself to realize that the way that I'm flowing through my life, there's also stability in my life. It's a balance, but our future, possible future. I always say possible future because depending on what you do or don't do can always change the course of your pathway, right? Nothing is set in stone, especially not if we are creatures that are not stone and we are always moving, and so are other people. Nothing is set in stone, but it can still come through into fruition, okay? If you are focusing on it, determined, thinking about it. Yeah, that's where contracts come. We have the clan. Stick of the Foot Clan. Above wind, below fire. Okay? Wind above fire symbolizes the words that arise in the heat of human interaction. When each person in the family or clan respects every other member, the fires of union are fed. Words are not just empty air that is blown about for no purpose or to overwhelm. The clan is sustained by the fire at its heart, which must not be blown up. So we're thinking about the future, right? And presently it's saying lean on your support system, allow your support system, allow yourself to thrive in that, and allow them to also gain from you as well and sharing that. And it's just this interchange of a balance that is just potent and strong and wonderful, right? It's a matter of realizing that with these clan members, again, opposites attract. It's this means of understanding that they are not gonna, it reminds you of the wolf card. It's like Yes, they are part of your family or clan, but they're not going to think the same way that you do, operate the same way that you do, right? It's an amazing me thinking to myself the other day, not everybody is considerate in the same way that you are considerate, but that doesn't take away from the consideration that that person has for you, right? It's like, oh, I never even thought to think of that. That's so considerate of them, right? Or, wow, yeah, sometimes let's be common sense and consideration. It's the categorization of that, right? And it's this realization that since they are so different, when words are being said, when words are being brought up, when an issue is being brought up, discussed, when no matter if it's just out of the like we need to sit down and talk, or we're just having a conversation, or there's a project, a collaboration happening, there is a solution that needs to happen, advice needs to be given, right? Or venting needs to happen, whatever it is, it's words that it comes with respect, it comes with understanding who this person is, it comes with compassion, it comes with a true space, true capacity. So don't just burn it, right? Don't allow it to blow out, all the fire that you created in the present, right? Don't allow it to just blow out. Allow it to continuously light this flame of you guys, this relationship and union. Okay? So that's beautiful. I love it. So there's difficulty at the beginning. We riding here. We real smooth. Don't fuck it up. That's all. That's all. That's all. That's all. What the? I was like, where are my cards? Let's do. Yeah. Let me get the past. Just one card, please. Thank you, Spirit. Can I get the present? One card for each, please. And future, possible future, please. Hurry up, can't wait. Which is so far, is that what she said? Which is so far away, so I think that's how the song goes. I haven't listened to the song in years. But we're going to get straight into it. For the past, we have sacral chakra. Okay? Sacral chakra is that passion, that creativity, that drive, that focus, that determination, that is realizing, okay, sorry, sacral chakra, that's solar plexus. Sacral chakra is sick. We also have solar plexus. I was looking at this one, but my brain crossed, okay? We have sacral chakra, which is the second, which is about creativity, your sensuality, your passion, your going with the flow, your understanding of who you are, that deeper sense of intuition and guidance and reliance on self, right? Being comfortable in yourself and being around other people, tapping into your true authentic self, living truthfully, outward expression, freedom, joy, all of these wonderful things and more, right? So in the past, we learned to tap into that sacral chakra, right? We're going to go ahead and pull that up. They're pretty simple. They're pretty cute, okay? The color is orange, right? So you've been drawn to orange. You've been thinking about orange. You've been seeing orange, dreaming about it, whatever it is. It was a means of you wanting and needing and going and already tapping into that sacral chakra. The sound is VAM, V-A-M. I'm pronouncing that wrong. I do apologize. But as VAM, the element is water, connecting to water. We just got out of water season, which makes sense as well. Tapping into that more association with water as water elements. Water is everywhere. Water is in the air, baby. You can't escape from us. You can try. We have our glands are the testicles or the ovaries, right? That is why some people confuse sensuality with sexuality, like sexual expression. And those are not the same things just because they're associated with something that is in the lower region. That's why you have to find a deeper meaning to those things. And that is always in finding a deeper meaning to self, which is keywords I want. It's hard to know exactly what you want and speak from a place of truth, authenticity, fuck with me today, with confidence, with understanding that I know that this is going to work out. I don't know how it's going to work out, but I know it's going to work out because I want it. I want. All right. Says to keep this in balance, you bless me, and it's energy flowing. Try dancing, moving your hips and lower abdomen. Use color meditation, right? So that can be painting, that can be color breath work. That can be what you are currently wearing for the day. That can be lighting a candle in a color association. That can be whatever you feel like it is for color meditation and a means of tapping into the color and centering yourself. You can be closing your eyes and envisioning the color and meditating on it and feeling like it's wrapping around you and then enveloping you. Going from there, whatever you feel the means of that, okay? And practice yoga. Says express your sexuality and sensuality and nurture yourself. And remember, you do matter, okay? And that was in a means of, if we're thinking about this in a past position, it was like, what do I truly want? What am I realizing and recognizing that I truly want and desire for myself? More than anything, what do I want? And again, it's hard to tap into what you truly want if you don't know yourself. Because then you're just going to feel like, oh, I want this. And then you're getting like, I don't even enjoy this. I don't want this. I don't care about this. I don't like this person. I didn't want this. It's just like, what do you truly want? Versus just looking so outwardly, it's a matter of flipping your eyes backwards in your head and looking in. And you did that. And I know you're still working on that because that's the past. Past can also be 5 seconds ago. And the realization of, damn, but it is what you think. I'm not in your head. I'm just reading your cards. So the next one that we have is choose wisely, which is in the present, which again, if we're thinking back to the proverb, it is about making wise decisions while also being able to rely on your community while you make those decisions, having that solid ground, being a lot more firm and diligent in self, right? So choosing wisely, what options do you actually want to take? How is it going to work out for you? How is it going to look? And this is also led by your emotions, right? And if we're looking at it in the depths of the water and how vast it is and how wide it is, it's a matter of us tapping back into that sacral chakra of what do I truly want? Where do I truly want to put my boat out to and go into sea? Or where do I want to jump in at, not just dip my toe in, right? It's a matter of where am I going head first to truly choose wisely in all aspects, right? It says, a focused, wise decision far outweighs one made emotionally or in desperation. People always feel like emotions means I can't make a logical decision, right? It means I'm really ramped up. That means you were out of balance with your emotions. It is a means of you going so really deep into the water and drowning, baby, and you didn't come up for air at any point in time. Right? It's a matter of realizing I can still be in a means of both without being so on land as we speak, so far out of self that now I'm drying out my own water and being so deep in water that I'm drowning in my feelings, right? So you don't want to numb yourself and you don't want to be too overly emotional. Know that you can't make a logical decision that's actually going to last longer than the emotions will. Because now you got more emotions on top of that one. And baby, you can't deal with that after a decision made off of an emotion that wasn't going to last in the first place. You see where I'm going? It leads to a chaotic mess. So go back to what you want, what you truly desire. Analyze that, because that is taking that water, taking that emotion, taking your intuition, taking who you are, your creative abilities, where you want to lead yourself on a path that is not of destruction, but of sound mind, of peace. Look at this person meditating, and look at the color, right, that is leading to is orange, leading straight back to you of what I want. I want this. And if it doesn't sound right coming off the tongue, maybe it shouldn't be accurate. My tongue speaks truth. My ears listen and my body follows. Okay? That is a recognition of realizing what is coming out of my mouth is the truth because I thought about it. It resonates with me. It's authentic to me. And if I'm thinking and I'm speaking, if I'm speaking and I'm becoming, and with me speaking the truth more, that's resonating in my life more, which means I can hear when I'm listening to the truth about myself and my life and when somebody else is and telling me the truth either, because they don't resonate with me. They don't sound right. They don't even... And that's, again, leading right to a balance of emotions. I feel this way, but also that as well. Because some people get so in feelings that they actually don't approach the situation that needs to be approached. Right? And leave so much of your feelings that you start losing sight of it. What do you want? Last one that we have for the possible future is solar plexus, which is yellow. So if you've been seeing yellow, drawn to yellow, attracted to yellow, right? Plus we're in Leo season, which is yellow, which is that fire energy, which is led by that, right? And the earth is literally on fire. So, there's that. We have the sound is ram, or ram, ram. It is spelled R-A-M. Of course, the element is fire, that passion, that light, that spark, that I am my beacon. The glands are the pancreas and the adrenal. I always want to say adrenaline, but that's not that. The keywords are I can. I can cultivate a life that is for me. I can do this. I can continuously walk in abundance. I can go to bed on time. I can cut this person out because they are not for me. I can choose to love myself. I can put more effort into my relationships. I can. I have enough fire. I have enough energy for that, right? It says to balance this chakra, you may want to try yoga, dance, and movement, or breath work with color. So they're very similar. Because fire always jacking water shit. I'm just kidding. I'm fucking with you. I'm fucking with you. But it's a matter of, again, tapping into when you are dancing, when you are moving, it is you having to pay attention to your body, right? Because when I'm like trying to stretch, or when I'm trying to do something, or when I'm like going into the splits, where I'm just doing a simple turn, if I'm not sending all these messages to my body and I'm out of balance, I'm gonna fall, I'm gonna hurt myself, I'm gonna stumble, or it's just like do I have a true reliability on my body? I can do this. I can complete this move. I can complete this goal. I can have happiness and joy in my life because I want it and I deserve it. Okay, so says, in addition, be aware of people who drain your energy. Workshop and classes that focus on empowerment will help you open and harmonize this area. Okay? So, taking that in realization, I want this. I'm going to choose this. I can have this. Right? I love it. I love it. I love it. It's beautiful. We're going to get into love. Oh, we're going to get into love. Animals are startling me today. I always like the animal part. I think I said that before when I'm alone, because you never know. She's a big dog. No, that's fine. I can definitely try those. I should have unplugged it a while ago, actually. The reading so far has been very beautiful. It has been a sense of tapping into self, and especially with this being, we are currently in retrograde season, and it is a matter of really tapping into yourself, taking a retrospect, which is going backwards and looking into yourself. That's not the word, but that's what I'm saying it is. It's introspect, retrospect. You get it. And going into self in a matter of how am I truly going to live my life as loudly as I can, as openly as I can, as expressive as I can, of just giving to it as I can, which is crazy because I'm really thriving in it as best as I can, and I'm really enjoying it, and I love to see other people enjoying it as well. Some people I feel like that's where the difficulty at the beginning comes in, and it's like I'm losing a lot of shit, or I'm like, it's not, stupidity. It's a little rough. Long hours in the day before the job is done. Okay? let's go ahead and push this. We got past, spirit. We can do more than one card. Past. I know that we've been far from each other. Anything else, spirits, before I read the reading that needs to be read for the peoples? Okay, let's get into this, shall we? Let's go ahead and move forward. Keep it pushing, but not pushing too hard. So for the past, we have time apart, know your worth, you deserve better. So it could have been a means of you leaving, could have been a means of they leaving, it could have been a means of the situation already being apart for a long time. It could have been a means of just time apart. Know your worth, and it was a mean of this time apart having to happen for you to recognize your worth. For you to recognize that I do deserve better. Because that also leads back to you wanting better. That also leads back to difficulty at the beginning of you losing a relationship with somebody that you thought that you did want. A life that you did want. A relationship that you wanted to cultivate. A friendship. It was just this means of understanding. I needed time apart to realize, okay, this is why I ended the friendship in the first place. This is why I ended the relationship in the first place. And a means of, this is why the family relationship in the second. You get what I'm saying? It was a means of, with this time apart and this realization, I've tapped into more of what I wanted, what I desired, more being within me. And with being within me, I've realized that we weren't even compatible in the first place. I had to know my worth. I had to understand that the way what you were doing was less than the bare minimum of what I truly deserve, and I deserve way better than that. I truly deserve way better than that. It's this meaning of not tapping so much again into like diving into the emotions and then drowning, but allowing yourself to just float on the water and just be like, I'm gonna just float my ass away from this. So for the love, it was a means of breaking up. Lots of relationships have been ending, coming to the light, taking time apart, and it has come to the realization that I know my worth, and it's in this realization that it is in no capacity in what you were giving me. So this has been great, but it has not been grand. So I'm gonna leave. Okay. I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna head on up. Okay. So the next one that we have, which is in the present, which is falling in love, fantasy versus reality. Okay, so this is where that choosing wisely also comes in a sense of matter of realization of, this truly what I want? Is this truly what I can have? Is this truly what I love? Is this truly what I desire? Am I just doing this because I just got out of something? Am I doing this because I feel like I can't be alone? Am I doing this to show like, hey, I can always have love again and this and that, and now I'm feeding into this idea of what it can cultivate with this person? Not saying it can't and won't last long, but it's a means of why are you jumping so deep in? Whether that's with a friendship, whether that's with a lover, whether that's with family. I'm hearing family. Why are you jumping back in again? Family that does that too. It's like you don't always have to have them in your life because you have this fantasy of what family is, and the reality of it is not even somebody that you would even be associates with. You would literally move positions at work. You would move teams at work just so you could not be with this person, but you're okay with allowing this fantasy of, since they are my family, I want to keep them around. Why? Right? And that also comes into the lover situation. Am I feeding into this reality of, since I realize now what I want and they're giving into a little bit of that, okay, that's great. But am I falling in love? Am I going to be actually caught? You know? And it's not in a means of never experiencing it. It's in a means of truly just don't feed into the delusion of this being rock solid without actually truly looking at the reality of what may need to be worked on for it to continuously be rock solid, for it to continuously have the balance of the water and the trees and the fire and all the good stuff, right? Want to make sure that while you are falling, you ain't falling from a story building. You're not taking a look into your surroundings and like, what the fuck? Why am I falling from a building in the first place? I don't get it. I don't understand. So, take that in. Falling in love, fantasy versus reality. Make sure that you are not drowning in your emotions of a sense of wanting to be wanted because of what you see this thing should be, right? I see because they're my partner, it should be like this, right? And so I'm going to project what I feel like it should be based off these small little increments or these things, and I'm ignoring things that should actually be worked on so that way I can expand on what I do enjoy about this person. So be present in the love allows you to truly be present in the love. Okay? Which leads to the next one, which is why I said it was not necessarily bad, just be present. Future, possible future, is free yourself. Love is a verb. It's an action. It's something that you have to do. It's something that you have to express. Something that you have to say. It's something that you have to show. It's something that you have to enjoy. Enjoy. And you have to free yourself to truly enjoy love, to truly bask in it, to truly just allow yourself to feel the rays of it on your skin, and just allow this calming, soothing effect to actually happen for you. Right? Free yourself. Love is a verb, it's an action. I never said don't put in the fucking work. I said recognize what are you putting in the work towards. Are you putting in the work towards a fantasy or towards a reality? Are you going to choose wisely? Or are you going to be like, you know what, I might end up in the same situation that I ended up beforehand where I'm settling for things and I'm not truly getting what I want, what I truly desire, and what truly is for me. So let me take a moment. Let me take a step back and reflect on that, okay? In the best way possible. And that also comes with the communication, because also we're looking at the proverb. It was about looking at your clan, the people that you're surrounded around, realizing that when something needs to be said, it's not just hot air. When something gets done, it's not just doing shit. Going back to the proverb, solidify that. If that's what you truly want, make sure that it is something that can be solidified as well. Because some people will act like they'll rather do the work and then realize it was just you feeding into the fantasy, and they're quite fat, like Hansel and Gretel. Ooh, I'm suspended. Like, what the fuck? Shoulders? Not even shoulders. Nasty. Okay. Let's see if I can wrap this up pretty and in a bowl, yeah? We'll do these two. Oh, there it is. Okay. Pretty and in the bowl. I was Bernard Green yesterday, and I got told I looked like a leprechaun. And I was like, wow, a leprechaun? That's cute. I mean, look at the Irish. All right. I don't even know if that's an Irish accent, so I do apologize. I do. I feel like that's overtly Irish. Yeah. It's giving more like murder. Is murder from Ireland? No, it's Scotland. I get those two confused. Alright. Why do I talk better in that accent though? Let's get some pass. We all know how these cards work, so we're gonna do it in a nice, good debacle. No, I'm just kidding. I used to have a t-shirt like, this ain't no hootenanny when we would get rowdy in class. I feel like to be a good salesperson, sometimes you gotta be a good manipulator. I know that because I used to sell the fuck out of it. I did my homework, and she was really old. Oh, really? You turned it in? I was like, yeah. Maybe she didn't, or maybe she didn't, but for a bitch that was never in class that time. I really don't have to go to that class, but I enjoyed that class because, again, we would always get rowdy. My friends were in that class. Let's go ahead and do the pass. Speaking of the pass, what we got for the pass? said a beast. It's like, what the fuck? Okay. Cut my finger. Cut my finger. Today looks like it's gonna rain, but it isn't. It just looks like it, and I am in love with the way it looks right now. Alright, final messages for the past before we get too far ahead of ourselves. Looks like a lot. See, we're going through a lot in the past. So it looks like a lot. That's okay. That's okay. That's alright. That's okay. You was going through a lot. But now it's a new, it's okay. It's alright. It's okay. It's alright. It's okay. Let me keep going. Oh my God, I am bleeding. Okay. In the past, you were dealing with a lot, and it was hard to decipher. You were real fucking distraught. Didn't know where to go. Didn't know what to do. Spirit says, sit your ass down, because there's food at home, fool. There's food at home. You realize that there was a nourishment inside of yourself. There was a nourishment that can only be satisfied from you, because you have to realize what you wanted, what you truly desired, what you truly were going for. What you wanted was always in and never out. Out is now going to have to match up with your in, and baby, you better catch up. Okay? And it was a means of realizing, poor spiritual hygiene, I need more than sage. Poor spiritual hygiene, I need more than sage. I have to meditate. I gotta do some yoga. I gotta do some movement. I gotta, get back into my creative bag. I ain't painted in a while. I ain't sewn in a while. I gotta realize, I gotta start cutting motherfuckers off. I gotta start saying what I want. I gotta start setting up boundaries. Boundaries. You know, I'm gonna honor my shit. Because if you're not honoring my boundaries, they say, when I am, you gotta go. I dishonorably charge you out of my fucking station. Get out of here. Get out of here. And he was like, because in all honorization, I don't want to be here again. I don't want to be in this situation of continuously going back and forth like a pendulum with no good tune. And then the balls are loose, so it's really knocking out of place. I don't want to be here again. I want truly, truly abundance. 999. I want an ending. I want to recognize some real shit, some true shit, some recognition that maybe I'm not committing to myself. Maybe I'm not open enough to myself. Maybe I'm not truly tapping into my will to continuously go on. I'm not committing to me, because if I was committing to me, I want to allow that shit to happen, and that's your boundaries kicked in. That's just like, I'm going to honor that shit. Something's got to change. Because if I'm not committing to myself, that means other people aren't committing to me. And I ain't going to be taken by fool, let alone by myself or others. Hell no. So you was like, I got to tap into that fire and desire. I have to tap into that realization that there is a fire within inside of me that will actually push my desires forward, that will give me that engagement, which is where the difficulty at the beginning comes in. And she needed that to go. It was like a fucking rocket that actually was able to rest in peace, okay? So 444 is a realization as well on those cards, that it was a recognition of, I am protected, I am guided, I'm led by my intuition, my strength, my intellect that leads me to wisdom of action, my trust in myself, my love for myself. I am going somewhere. And I have to realize that. And when you realize that, you have to take a little dive in, and that means you deal with your daddy issues. that made you deal with the realization that maybe some people don't care and that I really, truly, truly, truly need to move on. And that might have punched you in the throat because you have to realize that maybe a lot of people in my life are due to the daddy issues that I have yet to deal with. And I didn't actually truly deal with them until I was ready, right? I realized that I didn't want to have excuses anymore keeping me stagnant if I truly, truly, truly wanted change in my life. And again, that punch in the throat, because this is realization that sometimes we come to the realization of what we were doing to ourselves, that it was in a means of like, what the fuck, I allowed this? And it's in a mean of, yes, you did. And that is okay because that is where you were. That is where your perception was at the time, your experiences, your lessons, you finally snapping. And it was a means of like, okay, and that's okay. Because now you realize I'm no longer making excuses for the realization that I had all along. I'm making actions until the realization I had all along. And I'm protected through that. I'm going to be able to push through that. I'm going to honor myself through that. I'm going to respect myself through that. And that's when you started tapping into the self-love. And realizing that in those means, that is always going to be top tier in all aspects of being. There's always going to be something in a means for me, right? So it just kept clicking. You was like, I keep going through shit. But why am I going through shit? Oh, that's why I'm going through shit. That's why this is happening. That's why this is falling apart. Because it wasn't really stable in the beginning. If I'm shifting and changing like the earth, and water is actually feeding into the cracks now, and now there's growing an entire forest, and now those are splitting apart even more, maybe what would you expect to happen when you were truly watering the seeds of change? Okay? So, it was this realization that you have to love yourself for free. Sorry, you have to love yourself for free. There is no cost to loving you. It's just, do I truly love me? Do I truly, truly love me? And you do. And it was this realization of, in those moments, I also love myself then. Because I feel like that was the capacity that I had for myself. But now it's growing with this change. Now it's growing with this understanding. Now it's growing with this involvement. And I'm going to tell you right now, let karma handle the other shit. Right? Because with your revelation and change in that, you could also realize that maybe I did some fucked up shit to other people. Right? Maybe I wasn't the best person that I could have been. And I'm not saying you were completely wrong or whatever you feel like the situation was. And I'm not saying you were completely right and you feel like whatever the situation was, right? And their situations. I'm saying let karma handle it. Keep it pushing. Keep it going forward. Because the same way that you were planting that seed, they could have been planting their own. And that's also why the separation happened as needed. Okay? I'm going to do that. I'm going to do it now. There was something that was revealed. I seen it pop out. I seen the element pop out. And then I seen it just really, it was a secret revealed. It was something that really disrupted that. Right? It was a secret of like, sorry, what? Right? And that could have also catapulted you into that change. That could have been the breaking point. That could have been like the final droplet in that cloud. And now it's raining down on you like, God fucking damn it. This is the straw that broke the camel's back. Because what the fuck? When that secret got revealed, you just was like, okay. Okay. All right. And in some sense, you kind of forgot about yourself in that moment. You just kind of had a breaking moment. Your kidneys hate you hydrate now. It was a means of, again, you being too far on the land that you didn't even want to tap into the emotions. It was a means of numbing self. It was a means of saying, fuck it all. I'm going to go handle the situation because they got me fucked up. This is it. I'm trying to do all this shit. And it was just continuous back and forth, back and forth, back and just piling on. You feel like that was the breaking. But you have to realize it wasn't the straw that broke the camel's back. It was the droplet that really weighed down that cloud to have that release to water your garden, to water those seeds, to allow that final crack of the earth for now your forest of trees to pop through. That's how I always imagine it. It's like a, off of 7 Deadly Sins on Netflix. People don't like it. I like it. I enjoy it. But when the earth was split, and I always imagine seeds going in there. And then when the water pours out, it's like a burst of like new trees and life. thin canopies and stuff like that coming out of the cracks, and they're still connected in a way, but it's a separation of like, this is where the abundance has come from for that separation, right? So don't be too obsessed with the idea of what did happen, what didn't happen, how long you stayed, what you put yourself through, what you didn't allow, what you did allow. Your self-love was still in the means of your mind of feeling like, this is how I love myself. Love was still in your mind in those actions and those thoughts, but is now transmuting that into a better energy of being, and that's where tabula rasa starts. That's where those new beginnings started, right? That's where you had an understanding that maybe I need to move, maybe I need to relocate, maybe I need to shift, maybe I need to put it somewhere else, right? Transmuting your energy, your power, and that understanding. So, and sometimes when you transmuted that energy, it came from into an orgasm. Did you get your orgasm? Good for you, baby. Good for you. You haven't yet. You always got yourself, baby. You always got yourself. Okay? Okay. You always got yourself. If that's the means you're thinking of. If you're thinking a different way, you got an orgasm from being able to experience a concert, from being able to eat some food you've been really craving, from being able to sleep in 2 to 3 hours longer on the weekend without being woken up. Whatever that orgasmic feeling was, it was allowing you that relocation of recentering yourself, of that restart, of that clean slate, of that new beginning, right? And that's where it was a matter of you like, okay, once I fact check the situation, I actually have something to celebrate. I actually have something to celebrate, because now with this blockage out of my life, 888, infinite possibilities, infinite abundance, options, choices, which has been coming up continuously. When you start something new, you're going to get a lot of options and choices, because it's like, oh, you ever seen an empty table and people start putting their shit on there? That's exactly what's happening. They see a clean slate, they see an empty table, and now they want to give you all these opportunities, these options, these new possibilities. Abundance is coming in, and that is something to celebrate. And that is where a decision will have to be made, no matter in what aspect of thinking, right? Either way, major wins are coming in. It's a decision up to you what you're going to take. Communication also came in, okay? So, with an understanding of realizing that, of abundance flowing in, of this clean slate, of you having that clean table, it's shining. People, I'm putting my keys in there. Oh, put my drink on the table. Go put my purse on the table. Don't put my purse on the floor. It's like people want to continuously put things on a clean slate, because it's that start over. It's that new beginning. So, recognize that in the past, that's what was happening. You were just literally cleaning out house, feng shui, and getting shit ready, getting shit prepared, and taking that moment to actually dive into that, okay? Okay. What we got for presence, Spirit? Presence. Presenta. Presenta. Lots to be more careful. Okay. Alrighty, so we're going to start with so we're here again, short and sweet for present, because we like to keep it short and simple, because again, it's the present. We're currently living it. Okay? Alrighty, so we have so we're here again. Sometimes when we're faced with a lot of options, we're faced with new beginnings, new choices, we feel like it's the same as when shit is quote unquote falling apart, right? Shit is happening, right? I lost this relationship, or I lost my job, or I gotta move here, or this happened, or I found out this information, or now we just broke up, whatever the situation my cause may be, right? I'm late on rent, I can't pay this, I don't have food. We feel like when we are presented with options sometimes, just from being who I am, is sometimes we feel like that is the same as a lot of shit happening to us versus a lot of shit blessing us. We feel like when we like, you can do this, you can do this, we can do this, we feel like it's as overwhelming as weighing on us versus it being as freeing us getting to decide, us getting to choose. So instead of feeling like, so we're here again, I gotta do this and I gotta do this. No, you just have decisions to make that will free you even more so. This is not something that is happening to you. This is not something that is detrimental. This is not something that is, okay, I got to relocate. I got to transmute this energy. I have to do this. I have to keep my, it's a means of understanding I'm here again because I have a clean slate again. I have options again. I have choices again. I have a new start again, right? So take into that realization. So we're here again and I can choose what I want. Because I have control over what I want. I have control over what I decide and who gets to stay in my life. I can do that. And sometimes it starts to just, again, tapping into even more of self. That shadow work is needed, especially at this time. It's a means of continuously never going too out of balance. Like I said, hello, gorgeous. We never want to go too far out. That's what the middle part was about, is allowing the people around you, allowing the foundation that you build, all of those things to tap into that even more in the center of self. So shadow work is needed and just a means of staying in control of you, because you know that you can control you and the aspects and things of that sort, and how receptive you are, how closed-minded you are, so forth and have you, and just recognize that I'm here again, but I have an introspection of myself that nobody else can match because I know me, right? So Spirit wants you to become obsessed with the idea of self, obsessed with the idea of change, obsessed with the idea of growth, obsessed with the idea of the best is going to happen for me. There is no ifs and buts about it, right? It's a realization of that. And sometimes that can be a little hard to understand that because they have you stronger than you know. To be obsessed with something when you currently can't see it. It's not tangible. You don't have it. You can't go out and grab it. Whatever it is, it's a means of like, I'm stronger than I know. I literally just went through all that shit and now all I got to do with is decisions and make a choice, and it's all relying on what I want to truly do, what I truly have a say in. That's not overweight. That's not too much to bear. That's not overwhelming. That's not anxiety feeling. That is freeing. Nobody else can make this for me, and now I have to deal with this decision they made. I can make the decision for myself, and I get to deal with the decision that I made. We already deal with people making laws and restrictions for us in everyday life, and it's fucking us quite madly. Take pride, joy, peace, serenity, happiness, gratefulness in the decision they actually get to choose, right? Because when you don't, it could lead you to a dead end. Like I said, we don't want to self-sabotage with the possible future. Because if we feel like I'm not strong, this is going to get me, I'll let what happens happen. What is. And now you're just pissing on those decisions. And it's like now you just piss on the table that you just presented. And just like, make it make sense, right? So it's a dead end to lead yourself in that way. You have to recognize with 777, we're getting a lot of angel numbers here. I love it. Hold on. Ooh. You have to recognize with 777 that you are a magical ass being. So act accordingly. Act accordingly. I can have this. I want this. Let's actually get all the chakras so we can get that. All right. The base chakra is I have this. I have peace in my home, in my mind. I have serenity. I have abundance. I have goals that I am aspiring to reach and will accomplish. I have great friends and great surroundings. I have. Then the next one is I want more abundance. Abundance? Where did they come? These accents are coming out today. I want more abundance in the things that I love to experience. I want cultivating relationships and friendships that are beneficial for both sides. I want wealth that is long lasting for me and my community and a means of no harm to others, right? The next one that we have is I can accomplish my goals. I can have rest. I can have peace. I can have friends and family and lovers that adore me and want to experience my time, right? I can be a great friend, a lover to others, right? I love my life. I love myself. I love my friends. I love my job. I love my car. I love my bank account. I love my toes. I love my nose. I love the way that everything grows, right? I love, right? And when we say these things, it's a way of resonating on I, right? I speak with authority. I speak with confidence. I speak with curiosity, right? I speak with open-mindedness. I speak with calmness. I speak with compassion. I speak with love. I speak with a knowingness of self and all those around me, right? Then we have I see my life for the true cultivation of my manifestations. I see love, joy, serenity, hope, and fun and passion in my friends. I see my life as a great safe haven for the environment to cultivate, and I see more than what is outside of self, but also what is within. Last one is I know I'm the shit. I know I'm the baddest bitch around. I know I'm powerful. I know I'm a magical ass being, so I'm going to act accordingly. I know I am worthy of love. I know I'm worthy of, right? So you're a magical ass being, act accordingly. 777. Releasing that fear. 777. 7 chakras. Getting to the point where you know and you understand that I'm going to look and continuously walk to the future with excitement because I'm protected. 444, fire and desire. As long as I continuously go on my path of realizing that everything is for me and for my benefit and good, that I'm protected and I'm guiding myself not to a path of destruction. I always hear that. I always lead and guide myself never to a path of destruction, but to abundance and peace and growth for all. It's a realization that every opportunity is mine. It's just a matter of me tapping into if I want it. That's that 888, that abundance flowing in like the water over the earth, finding little nooks and crannies to go into. And it's just a realization that it all started from you loving yourself for free, from you not putting a weight on loving yourself, for you not putting a timer on loving yourself, for you not putting a restriction on how you love yourself. You're loving yourself for free. If I want it, I can have it. I'm going to get it. And I love that for me. Okay? We got future spirit. We got possible future spirit. Thank you. Future. Let's see into the future. Life is a dream. Anything else, Spirit, before I wrap up this reading for the reading of readings for the future? No, don't play with me. That's way too many. Thank you. Anything else, Spirit? Alrighty. Okay. This one is all over the place, which makes sense because it's a possible future. It's based off of your decisions, and there are decisions coming up. You literally have to make a decision wisely in your love life, in your career, in your everyday life. You decide to do. Either way, what you're gonna have to do is get off your ass. Either way, again, love is a verb. Love is an action. That's not just in your love life, but that is in what you truly want. What you truly love is an action. You have to get off your ass to get what you truly desire. And not in the means of you always have to overwork yourself, overdo yourself, but get off your ass and recognize that you need to also uphold those boundaries, uphold those roots. It's like just saying, no, I need to rest today. You also need to get off your ass and be like, okay, I set a schedule, but I'm not actually sticking to it because I'm always saying yes to something because I don't want somebody to look at me in a way that I'm not actually a good friend because I didn't say yes to something. No, I already have prior responsibilities to this. I actually need to get off my ass and do it. You need to get off your ass and set the plan and create a plan in the first place. You have to get off your ass and actually make a decision. as well. This is not the time to not make a decision. Okay, you have to make a decision. You have to get off your ass and choose. Because either way, do you want to have to work through the trauma of you not choosing? Or do you want to work through the joy, the bliss, the new obstacles of being a novice in this new cultivation, in this tabula rasa, in this clean slate, and be like, oh wow, I never went through this before, and have to tap into even more of your creative self and how you were able to get out of it. Think about these things, right? Because in a mindset, this I can't even fucking speak. Being all over the place. And sometimes there will be something to celebrate, right? There will be something that will happen. And in regards to that, there is still a strategy that is needed before action is taken, right? That is why I said get off your ass and actually plan. Bless me, burping a lot. Love it. Get off your ass and plan something. The strategy is needed for action is taken, but it doesn't mean that action will still not needing to be taken. So there is something to celebrate or strategize. Make sure that, again, it is long lasting. It is something that is going to be worthwhile. Walk in there with big dick energy. Recognize that I don't need to say it. My body does. My essence does. My work does. It's giving 8 of Pentacles. I take pride in my work. I'm sharing my work. I've been working on this. I've been doing this. Right? And that's where it comes in. I want you to realize that there will be a secret revealed. There's always going to be something revealed. With new elevation, there's always going to be new information, new things revealed, because if you were still at this mindset of this and not actually ready to expand it, your life, your perception, your anything, and how you think about things, how are you going to get more information if you're only sticking to what the information you know? It's not really expanding. But with you actually wanting to expand, it's going to allow that secret revealed. I will say, whatever you're thinking about doing, please don't do it. We have devil genitals. Don't go back. Don't allow it back in. You know what it is. You know whom it is. Don't let it fuck you over. Do not let the devil genitals fuck you over. Kind of goes. That's, we get it, brother. Either way it goes, okay? Remove yourself from the situation. Remove yourself from the environment. Remove yourself from the community. Whatever you gotta do. Spirit is saying relocate. You gotta get the fuck up out of there. You gotta move. You gotta either move your mindset. You gotta move your habits. You have to move your physical body. You have to move states. You have to move out of the country. It's a matter of means of relocating. Either way, with this decision to strategize and plan, it will be, again, a transformative ending, right? And with that, we know it can take weeks, months, years, so forth and how you, it's divine timing. But it is depending on how quickly you are actually doing things. But either way, 999, the accumulation of things, transformative ending, till we get back to 0, okay? Wow, okay. Just can't find the scrunchie. That's fine. No, that's fine. We're going to do the final one. Just one card for each. Just to gather the emotions. And we're going to go ahead and wrap this bitch up. Okay. Here's one final one for messages from you. What I say, I be knowing because I don't play. Okay. All right. So in the past, we have an energetic and transformational flow card. That is the energy that you were cultivating inside of self, just based off of outside surroundings, situations, circumstances, so forth and so have you. Right? So as a means of understanding, this is the energy that I was using in a way to transform my life. Right? It's irritated. And sometimes that can be taken as a good thing for others or a bad thing for others based off of, again, your perception of the section of your reality. So irritated, you could have been, I'm irritated with the things have been going, with the things in the way that they are. I'm just irritated with people. I'm just irritated because of whatever. Sometimes the irritation can be based off of, again, an outside situation, an outside person, a thing could be irritated based off of recognizing a pattern. It could be irritation based off of where you currently see and value yourself, and you're like, I don't like this. Whatever the irritation led you, was like, this is the click for transformation. It could have been the information that was revealed. It could have been the changes in your habit, whatever it was. It was the irritation that allows you to recognize, I need to shift gears. Actually, I need to abandon this car altogether and go into a different one because it's currently not cultivating a life that I actually want. I'm irritated. I'm fed up. Something needs to give. Okay, before I give out. Okay, so irritated. Okay, and it's literally at the end, it says, sometimes its causes are out of control, which can lead to lashing out or being on the verge of full-blown anger. Okay, so the crystals or stones to help are Larimar, Amazonite, Damborite, and Afropalite. Okay, Afropalite. The next one that we have is the present, which is intuitive emotions, what you are feeling instinctively, for self, for your surroundings, for your spirit, just to allow things to continuously stay in balance, and the mindset of being here in center of self. It is intuitive emotions, which is compassionate. And I love that because it's an understanding of, I understand other people where they are because of either what I've been through or what I haven't been through. It's just this understanding that everybody is different. Everybody has different ways of going about things, thinking about things, feeling things, whatever it is. And it's this compassion of understanding, if I'm able to help, I am going to help. If I have the capacity, the means, the time, the resources to help, I'm going to do that, and not at an expense of myself. That's where the intuitive emotion comes in. It's never going to be at an expense of myself. It's never going to be an expense of doing things that where I'm going to put myself in a position to harm them or others. I'm compassionate. I'm adding to consideration. I'm adding grace to this space. I'm adding grace to my environment. I'm allowing balance in my environment. I'm seeing them for who they are. I'm seeing this for what it is, and I'm allowing it to not affect me in a way, but still allow me to actually do something about it, right? In a way, and again, it's just compassionate, okay? It says, our feelings of compassion serve as an advocate to help release the burden of another's suffering, okay? Yeah. We have crystals or stones for that are rhodochrosite, Grosler garnet or Grosler. We have seraphinite and peridot. Okay. Our final one for past, present, and future, the future one, because we have one from spirit, is also energetic and transformational flow. It's giving, because 3 of these cards out of the 4 are energetic and transformational flow. It's giving that you have a lot of energy at this time, which you usually do. Babies usually have a lot of energy. If they're not crying for food, they're asleep. It's one of the two. They're either exploring, picking at things, pulling at your nut, whatever it is, and then they're sleeping after eating, right? And then they continuously grow, and toddlers have all this energy. So, and so forth, of having all this energy with this new start and allowing it to actually transform your life. And now in this means of, I've always had it, but now I'm actually able to tap into my intuitive emotions. But I want to make sure that we're not going too far in, because we got possessive, right? Possessiveness comes from a desire to have control over something or someone. Again, it is a realization that I cannot control things. I can only control myself. That is where the joy comes in, from making those decisions, from actually making those choices. Is I don't need to hold on to something so tight when it's sitting on my table and I get to decide if I want to leave it on there. If it's presented in front of me and I'm deciding if I want to take it or not. Just because it's offered doesn't mean you have to take it, right? Just because somebody's like, oh, do you want this? Do you really want it? Do you want it? That's where it leads back to I want. Do you truly want that? So don't try to hold on to everything because it's presented to you, because you feel like this abundance is going to be fleeting, it's going to be gone, it's never going to be long standing, it's never going to come back again. And it's in a realization of, is this even truly what I want, or am I just going to accept something because, again, it's presented? I don't want that. Get your feet off my fucking coffee table. Are you going to accept that? No. Honor your boundaries, honor yourself, love yourself for free, and keep that moving. You don't need to hold on to shit so tightly, okay? Can't control people. You can't control certain situations. Control you. We have tiger's eye, blue kyanite, stibnite, and sugalite. Now, I didn't want to say I told you so, but I'm going to say it. I told you so. Tap into that sensuality in the truest means of what it is, because that is our last card, which is being sensual. And I'm going to read this out, okay? Sensuality is connected to pleasure, the senses, and being in touch with yourself. It invokes beauty, grace, and freedom of expression. Sensual experiences encourage you to slow down, soften, and be giving to yourself. Sensuality may awaken a deeper sense of knowing and asking for what you want. Okay? Clear as day. What I say? Clear as fucking day. Where if the past, if your sensuality allows you to get past those difficulties in the beginning, why would you lose it? No, she stopped doing it. We have rhodochrosite, orange kyanite, shiva ligma, and fire opal. Fire opal. Okay, so that is what Spirit wants you to know. So that has been our reading for the past, present, and future. I thank you guys for joining me and watching. Do these live every Tuesday and Friday, and on special days or when I feel like it on Instagram. You can listen to my podcast and or find me on any platform at Latisse_Moon. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe so that way I can continuously share this message and thrive in a lot more ways than one. I love you guys, but love yourselves more. Until next time.